Hello. It's everybody's, or at least one person's, I hope's, everybody's favorite ADHD riddled chaos gremlin. And right now, I realized while explaining something about what I do to edit things in ESPN NFL 2K5 that may be wrong or that you want to fix, that I decided to make a tutorial. I'm pretty sure there are other tutorials out there like that, but there are some specific issues that I also want to address. So, uh, make it personalized. And also, again, thank you to the Handsome Devil for providing us with the colorful background music. But I love them. They're a great band. Anyway, so as you can see, I am running the 2K25 or 2K24 mod, but this can work with the regular ESPN NFL 2K5. But okay, I want you to see something. So also, yes, I'm running a virtual hard drive. So this is my save for the file that I am running with a couple of friends, where I'm doing roster moves for them and playing games as 3 different teams, but I'm only in control of the moves for one of them. I realized in the beginning of doing this that there was some issues with specifically how the rosters that we used were, and I want to show you some things real quick. If I can get schedule or whatever. Don't think it was that game. It was with the Bears, yes. So the Bears, I beat the Washington Commanders, and it was 20-10. But that said, I threw 2 interceptions to a cornerback who is in the game as 5 foot. Now I realize that that is unrealistic. So let's go to the roster real quick. Be careful with some rosters, because I have seen where if you accidentally leave the height of a player blank, and the game will translate that into 5 foot. So okay, Kendall Fuller. Now, what I'm gonna do real quick, and maybe I should have done this to begin with. I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna just look up that person real quick, Kendall Fuller, and I see that that person is actually 5'11". So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this specifically to a memory card, because this feature doesn't work with virtual HDDs or virtual hard drives. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. So I'm going to save this to one of the memory cards I have here. This is a memory card that I downloaded with a bunch of rosters for like every year, give or take, for like 13, no, like 16, 17. There's 36 rosters, but I don't think it's 36 years. There's some classics and stuff in there. So I'm gonna save this as a new save, and I'm gonna save it as, and the name that you save it as is important, because I haven't really noticed how to actually change the name of a save in this way that I'm doing this. But here's how I'm doing this. And so it's saving it, and it's that simple, you know? So 1 second and I'll show you something. Now you'll see here I have these 3 folders, and I will put a link to these programs in the description. But these came with the NFL 2K24 mod that I got, but they're separate tools made by separate people, and I don't know the name of each person off the top. So my MC is right here, and what I'm gonna do is, 1 second. Okay, you click the file that is literally called mymc.exe. I haven't clicked this one. I haven't really checked what it is. I'm the type of person who sets things up and then doesn't read the readme file. Shout out to anyone that relates. Also, I'm sorry to anyone who has to deal with this. But I remember that I saved that to roster port, excuse me. That's the memory card that I use. So I'm gonna go there, and you'll see this, and I'll do my best to move this in. I have an ultra wide monitor, and I'm trying to record this in 1080, so my apologies. But okay, we got it. We got example right here. So 1 second. Okay, so we click on that, and then we hit export. We have export. We are going to specifically save it as a max with, the dot max. And once I do that, it'll tell me in the background over here, and then it'll be successfully done. So that's step 1. Step 2 is you go here and you enter the NFL 2K5 game save editor. This works with roster files, but it also works with franchise files. So 1 moment. So you open it up, and then you just hit open. And once you do that, I already have it to this folder, and you'll see example right here. So you see this also works with Xbox action replay files via zip. I have no experience with those, but I only have experience with the PS2 saves. So you hit open, and right now it's telling me that all these teams have non-traditional punt returners, and that's a separate issue. But see, now we have just, it's an Excel sheet kind of, basically, and you go through any team, and you can also use it to edit draft class and maybe create a realistic draft class based on the year that you're starting with. But right now we're going to go to the Washington football team. I've wanted to change the team name. I don't know how to. Obviously it was done somehow, but like, again, in this you can also change the salary cap. I changed it because there were some pseudo realistic salaries in this save where some quarterbacks were getting like $28 million a year, and with an $85 million roster cap, that is a bit difficult. And so yeah, I changed it to 110, but we're going to find that cornerback. You can filter via position or just scroll through, but he was a cornerback. All right, Kendall Fuller. And in this menu you can change a bunch of things. It looked like he's been growing out braids, so I'm gonna give him dreadlocks. But you see here, his height is blank. That's the biggest issue here, because again, the game will just default him to 5'1", which you can see in this list you can't even make a player shorter than 5'6". So I'm gonna change him to 5'11". And then in this, you can also change attributes contract. And also throughout the series, you're going to see me, mess around with people's position. Maybe I will realistically change someone who is aging from a cornerback to a safety. That's the one thing that Madden always got right, and that 2K was lacking at. And we act like 2K was this ultra perfect game, and gameplay wise it is, but where Madden got the menus correct but the gameplay wrong, ESPN got the gameplay right and the menus messed up. And I'm going to show you a different thing why. Because in this, you can change a team's playbook. Now you see this team was changed. I believe they changed it because they changed the name. The playbook is blank. If I select a team in this, it's going to just default back to blank. Whatever you choose in this, it will not work in the game. Based on two things: the team name, and also if you change the defensive front. I will show you this because I changed the Falcons to a 3-4, which in the default game, in the default Falcons playbook, they run exclusively a 4-3. But I changed it this way because there was a lot of inside linebackers and a lot of there was very few defensive tackles. And I just decided, and again, I'm a Laps fan. Maybe the Falcons run a 3-4 in real life right now. I mean, I went through their football reference archive and kind of seems so, or at the very least, they might run both right now. But again, if you make that change, the playbook's going to be blank, regardless of anything. You can say, okay, what's a team that plays 3-4 exclusively? I want to say like the Panthers, okay? Oh wait, no, not the Panthers, the Ravens. It's not going to work in the game. Regardless, we're going to save this. And so now that is overwritten. And once we get back into the game, we're going to go back to that cornerback who was a short king, one would say. Well, actually, no. My apologies. We're skipping a step. We need to move that save back into a memory card. And this is why I said something about the name. You can't change the names of them. If you change the name of the file, it's still going to be what you wrote it as in the game. And I don't know how to change that. Oh, wait. All right. Then never mind what I was going to say. You just delete it. Go ahead and delete that file. And then re-import. You can import, yeah, right there. The file that you put, and this one I named example, so I found that. And now the edited version of that save is now in my emulator's memory card. So one moment. One key thing is to remember that you have exited out of it before entering back into the emulator. You're gonna go load a fresh boot, and we're gonna sit and wait. So now the game is loading. And we're going to go into here and we're going to load that franchise that I just edited in roster port, or the memory card titled roster port, and we're going to the one that's titled example. And now we are going to, I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you that Kendall Fuller is 5'11", still a short king, just not the shortest king. And again, he had 2 interceptions on me that game. Whatever. So I'm going to switch to the Falcons 1 second. And, well, hold on. I'm actually going to save this over the file in my hard drive. My virtual hard drive, just to make sure that that is done. And so I don't have to make that change the next time I start that stream. But I want to show you something. Because remember, I changed the Falcons to the Ravens playbook. And I just want to show to you how that doesn't work. So just as a forewarning. Yep, see? Falcons playbook. Empty. If you start a game and like this, it will crash. There is no way for that. So I have a playbook that is made up primarily of it's a hybrid of Ravens, Chargers, and Falcons plays, mostly Falcons offense. Oh, wait. Oh. Remember when I said ADHD riddled? Yeah, that wasn't an exaggeration. Yeah. So this is my Atlanta 3-4 playbook. And so I just want to show you as an example. I'm not going to change this. Well, fuck. Hold on. Alright. See, I'm not going to change this. And I'm going to start this game. It 100% will crash because it doesn't know what to do. Changing from a 4-3 to 3-4 in that is really only beneficial for your depth chart and managing your depth chart. See, it crashed. It genuinely only matters for your depth chart. That said, you can load a different playbook and play as a 3-4, and there is a way to ensure that your depth chart is correct by maybe, okay, you want to start your right inside linebacker. You start them at that, first string. Your left inside linebacker, second string, or maybe it's the other way around. And then your nose tackle will be the first string on the right defensive tackle. And that's how it'll work. But so now I'm just gonna load into that game again, this time with my playbook. And you can genuinely just use any playbook, it doesn't matter. But again, I made this specific playbook. Also, a warning with playbooks, you can't delete entire packages. It advertises itself as if you can, but if you try, it will just delete everything except for a run play and a pass play, because it says, oh, you need at least one of these in this package. If anyone knows how to really like edit that so I can maybe make a more pure Falcons offensive playbook with a 3-4 defense, because again, if I delete the normal 4-3 defense, then I will have a limited number of plays. And as you can see, that my playbook is loaded, and I'm going to load into this game, and it's going to work. But you know, if any of you have any idea about, like, especially editing playbooks and getting around that issue, maybe there's some save tools that I don't know about, feel free to comment that. But as you see, game is loaded, perfectly working. I'm gonna kick, and like I said, it really only works for depth chart. I'm gonna say that again, this is also useful for something else, so bear with me. Bear with me. So this game doesn't matter. Desmond Ridder played like Desmond Ridder. Pat Mahomes played like... Oh, he didn't play like Pat Mahomes at all. He didn't even rush. Oh, what's going on? But there is an issue with this game in fantasy drafts. And maybe it's more than just fantasy drafts. And I know that also there's an issue with this game and post-game depth charts. So I'm going to exit out of this. And... oh boy. One moment. Okay, so remember this menu here? So remember I said, like, there's an issue with this game, and especially when it comes to like depth charts in the playoffs and with kick returners. In this menu, you can force to change the other team's depth chart. So let's see. Okay. Oh, you can also select their long snapper, if that matters to you. But ooh, there's a person here with no name. That is crazy. I have never seen that. Mo. Lewis. Anyway, okay, you see, Joe Burrow is doing the punt return for this team. So you can just force this team to pick their kick returner. Number 1 is Chase Brown. Who is... what position is he? He's a running back. Okay. And you just save this and put it into the game. So again, once you start a postseason game, you can just fix that issue. And because I just saw a game from Peanuts' Lions rebuild where he faced the Vikings in the playoffs, and they benched Dante Culpepper. So maybe you're in the playoffs and you notice that some starters are being benched. Well, you can just change. You can back up your save, export it, go through this, change the depth chart for them, force them to. And also, obviously, you can use this to cheat. You can use this to cheat. And you know what? I encourage that. If that's how you have fun, you play on your own terms. I just use this to maybe, diversify my options and also correct issues that are extremely annoying to me. But again, the resources will be in the description, and I hope that this has been an enjoyable 25-30 minutes for you. And again, thanks a lot to That Handsome Devil for providing background music. Besides that, I don't think I really have anything else to talk about here. So again, my name is Corey. Good night and good luck.